And with that minor discussion as we were starting, welcome to Crash
Only
Team
minor.
Game Night.
What are you talking about?
My name is Matt Diorio, your host, as always, joined by the Beanied One, Gerard Barrera.
How's it going, nerds? What's going on? Chop Suey over here. What's going on? I can't wait to hear what we're going to be talking about. And I missed you guys. Can I have some fun?
The man who only thinks he could be Daisy Ridley's next husband, the babyface one, Theo Walski.
I mean,
I'm
tell me
for
you
it.
don't,
I
you
believe
don't, you
it.
can't
Big, bro.
at least support me. At least have
I
four people
support.
that think that.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Come on.
I support.
Support.
Dreams are made
That's
to
support
be,
in my delusions,
you know.
sir.
There's nothing wrong with hope.
He just hasn't had his every 6-month company mandated, psych eval.
I mean, it's probably time for my pills, so it's good.
I mean, little Tiffany was in an alley with a bunch of monsters with a physics book. I mean, I was a little too old for her, so And then, ladies
Especially
and
next to
gentlemen,
that one guy that was snarling and not snarling. He was sniffing.
snarling? He was
got a cold.
sneezing. He's got a cold. He's
What
got
the hell?
tissue in his hand. We'll talk about that in a second because I've ended up on that side of TikTok. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the man with the couch, the maitre d' services, the man, the myth, the legend, the lion's mane, Jason Bellitio.
How's it going, guys? How's it
Booyah.
going? Hey, man, don't crush a man's dreams, man. Don't crush a man's dreams.
Hey,
Like there's a lotto chances in hell, you know. Never know. Never know.
Daisy, really, if you're listening to this, you hear that? You are my dream girl. Come on.
Yeah. See? See? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. How it all starts, man.
oh, dude, I gotta say, like, I have been in such a movie quoting mood the last couple of days because I ended up on that frickin' side of TikTok. So not only is it Breakfast Club's 41 year anniversary
Whoa.
God
this past
dang.
weekend. Yeah. I feel
Does that
real
make you
old.
feel old?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because that was a movie that I watched.
Okay, is it so not to
Was that
purposely
one of
make
the
you feel
first
really
date
old,
movies?
but did you see it in the theaters?
Yeah.
I was 5, dude.
It
know,
doesn't
for-
change
So I
anything.
did
You
not see it in
could've-
theaters.
Question
didn't see
still
Ferris
stands.
Bueller's Day
Did
Off
you see
either.
it in the theater?
But so I've ended up on that side where everyone's doing like videos to celebrate Breakfast Club, but also I ended up on Empire Records TikTok.
Oh,
And man, that side of
Oh,
TikTok is glorious.
Not only I have too, and I think I've sent you a couple videos too, bro.
It is that side of
love it.
TikTok is glorious right now.
Not on
I
Rex
feel like
Manning
I feel like
Day.
it would just round it out for you if it ended up with Mallrats TikTok, and then you'd just be in
Oh, yeah.
heaven.
It's great. It is
Both good movies.
great. Dude,
Yeah.
Empire Records is so underrated too,
It is.
right?
Oh yeah.
It is a classic.
And
and, like-
still, I think a lot of people. I don't think people understand the cast in that movie. Like
The cast
everyone.
was stacked in that
Yeah.
movie. It's like everybody's like
At that
first
time,
movie,
and they were up
essentially.
and coming too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all up
Liv
and coming
Tyler.
young people, and they're
Renee
and still
Zellweger,
working today. But
Yeah.
it's so funny where like now it's getting a resurgence, and people are like, "Oh man, it's just
His
so
name's not
wild."
Warren. I thought his name was Warren.
Just wait for Gen Z to try to claim it, saying it was like, "Oh, you've heard of Empire Records, right?" Like, yeah.
I
before
lived
your your mom was born, son.
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, yo.
I actually managed to. This goes back to when we all had like LimeWire and shit. I actually have a
Napster.
version,
The Napster and
LimeWire,
LimeWire.
Napster,
Yeah.
right? I actually have a version of Sugar Rush or Sugar High rather, that has Renee Zellweger singing from the movie.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
The album version is just Coyote Shivers. That's it.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
they
have
dub
Renee
it.
on
Yeah.
it.
Crashing Game
So,
Night does
in the
not
movie-
condone pirating music.
Shit,
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
did.
But
This was back when LimeWire and
This
and
is
all
when we
that
were
was
this
kids.
was back in the day. This was back in the
back
day.
in the day when I was
Yeah.
in college,
Statute of limitations, anyway.
right? But no, it's been great being on that side of TikTok, and just seeing that. Just honestly, it makes me like seeing that much of Empire Records just makes me miss being in working for Blockbuster that much more. You know, I still to this day I miss that job. I loved that job, you know, and like, you know, seeing people talk about Blockbuster and like, you know, kids nowadays just don't understand what the magic of going to a Blockbuster as a kid on a Friday, you know, Friday night
Or a game
getting
store. R.I.P.
or
J
Really?
Dog.
Game store?
J Rocks.
no,
That-
we were all
that
going,
was-
everybody was going to a, you know, going to a Blockbuster, renting a movie or grabbing a game. They were going next door, getting their pizza because pretty much at that time in the 90s,
There's
just
always
about
next
every
to a Pizza
Blockbuster
Hut.
was next.
Or
There was a
Domino's.
Pizza Hut, a
or
Domino's,
Or
a-
Caesars.
ours was
all
Little
of them,
Caesars.
actually. Okay.
Right. So we used to go get our
Ours
movies.
was Pizza Hut. I think we had a Pizza Hut
Yeah.
near us.
And you know what? We picked out the most random shit with our friends. Like I can remember like nobody's ever really heard of this movie, but RoboJocks.
Yeah, I've never
Like,
heard RoboJocks.
Yeah.
It was
That's a big old nope, sir.
I don't remember that.
well, I'll show it to you guys here, but like
Okay.
um
But there
it was
was
this
something
80
about going to Blockbuster though. Like it was like I remember spending like an hour just like kind of roaming through like that was the fun of it, looking for those little gems or those movies you're gonna take a chance on, like
yeah,
RoboJocks. What is this?
dude, we rented it multiple times.
RoboJocks. That's a title.
I mean, it was
It's certainly a
89,
title.
you know, is when it came out, you know? Like hold on, I'll share the
Wow.
screen because we'll talk about actually what's going on in the world today too,
Matt,
right?
Matt, are you
But
ever gonna plan on going to the last Blockbuster?
I do. I actually before the one up in Bend actually closes, I do want to go up
Yeah.
to see it.
I
And
feel
I
like
wanna
it's
see if
not
my-
gonna close though because of that. Like that
Robert
Well,
Jocks.
it becomes like it's more like a history, like a museum.
Here's the thing though with that though is like as long as Blockbuster the company, which still exists, it's under Dish. As long as it still exists, they've got the license to be a franchisee for like
Is that
ever.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No, it's not.
Okay, thank God.
It
was like,
is-
Jesus.
Okay. So it was
What?
Gary Graham who, you know, it was he
Oh,
was in
okay.
Jackal and he was Admiral Ambassador Saval in
remember him.
Star Trek Enterprise, right?
I've seen him. Yeah, I remember seeing him in
He was
stuff.
Achilles, right?
Oh,
Yeah, Paul Cosell. I mean, like B
Anne
actors,
Marie
right?
Johnson. I've seen before too. In
Yeah,
a few
so-
Give
Amos
us a name that we
movies.
might know.
Yeah.
Right.
Give us a
Um,
name that's still
Oh,
alive.
is that Jason Marsden?
Actually,
Go down.
hold
We know
on.
that voice actor.
Jason Martin. Yeah, he was a kid. Like he was this
Yeah.
little kid in that movie. So, yeah, he was in it. Paul
Everyone
Cosell
else, I
was,
have
like,
no
the-
idea.
The guy against him, who is like he was like a decent actor back in the 70s and stuff. But like, yeah, so these were like some of the stupid things you'd see a movie on the shelf, and be like, hey, that looks kind of cool as a kid, and you just pick it out. You know, I mean,
Robo 89. That
Yeah.
wow, and they attempt. Wow, I like not bad.
but you know, it was like this was the magic of going to Blockbuster, right? And you just pick out random stuff, right?
That's so
Um,
funny.
I still remember, God, when this came out, I was working at my store here in town, right? And they had made a R-rated version of the very adult movie Pirates, which was basically they made a porn adaptation
Oh.
of Pirates of the Caribbean, and kids would bring it up wanting their
I'm not
parents
gonna
to
lie, I
rent
did
it.
see that movie.
and the kids, I would have to ruin their nights. Be like, you do realize this is a
That's
softcore version of porn, and the
Like,
parents would be like, "What the hell?"
It wasn't
You
really
know, so-
softcore either.
Oh, no,
It was
They-
not softcore.
it was
Oh my
barely rated
God.
R. You know,
Robot Jocks.
Yeah,
That's
Robot
the
Jocks.
movie. Robot Jocks.
yeah.
I guess that's a highly recommend from Matt.
No, it's not.
So We're
It
gonna
was-
leave it at that. A high recommend from Matt.
Yep.
Take
it
a
ain't
chance,
not.
guys, and
Maybe
give it a rent.
Taking it to the vault. Taking it to the vault.
like 10-year-old me, maybe, but like
Like even with the name, I thought it was going to be like sports related, but it's
No, they're
I
like-
kind of do. I was thinking sports
Yeah, but
too.
they-
I
I
was
thought
on
they
sports
actually
track
fight.
as well.
so think about it like Pacific Rim, and how
Yeah.
they're fighting with the robots and stuff like that. It's the same thing.
Man,
So
those
basically,
guys
they're in these
look
big
awesome,
mechs
dude.
and they're like fighting each other to like the death. So it-
so
yeah.
dope. Yep. Oh, the flat
Oh,
tops.
look at
Yes.
that. Oh,
Oh,
no.
you know
Oh,
you
no.
know
This
they're
is
villains.
flat
if
tops
they
and the
have-
mullets,
they all
man.
have flat tops.
Flat tops and the mullets.
But no, I do. That is on my bucket list. Is I do want to go see the last Blockbuster. Like,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Where is
Because
the
that
last
was-
Blockbuster again?
it's up in Bend,
Bend in Oregon.
Oregon. yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not too far from Bend Studios.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, sweet.
And they have a lot of memorabilia that was sent to some of the other Blockbusters and stuff.
Because
On
it's the only store, and yeah,
The only one left.
technically, if they keep getting given their lease and they can re-up, they can stay a
I
franchise.
remember seeing something where they'd set up like an Airbnb for it, to where they'll have like a little area that's set up like a bedroom, and you
Oh,
can
that's
stay
sick.
overnight.
Dope. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
funny.
was. It was like for a little contest and stuff. It was great, but it was like they still have like the old cases and everything. Like it really is like walking into a museum. So. It,
Oh my God.
yeah, we're laughing at this shit. This was the height of '89 for
Dude,
Wow.
this is. Oh, look at that. Oh,
That's
I mean, yeah, in the
that's
80s, that's
awesome.
like high tech, like
Yeah.
amazing CGI for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
level.
right.
Because I mean, obviously those are puppets or models, and like it's
Did-
awesome.
Did you even
Yeah.
did you even read like the caption of like what the like that little what this movie is about in the
The
distant
description,
future?
the synopsis.
In
Yeah,
the
this-
distant future, mankind has forsaken global wars for battles of single combat. The world has been divided into two opposing superpowers, with each side represented by trained champions.
So good,
Awesome.
so good.
All right.
All
let's-
right, yeah, let's move on. But
let's not just-
so I guess Robot
recommend.
Jocks once again. High
It's
recommend
not-
from Matt.
It is not.
From Matt.
But
Check that out.
That's so good. Check
that
it out.
He
Give
stakes
it a
his
rental. Give it a
reputation
rent.
as a movie aficionado that
No.
you should watch Robot Jocks, or otherwise you're just missing out.
Yeah,
You're missing out. You're missing out.
yeah. Give it a rent.
You're going
Um,
retro.
Definitely
Thursday,
spend
you know?
money on it, that's for sure.
Throwback Thursday on your movie list.
do not. I am not recommending that for Throwback Thursday. Now, Empire Records, I will absolutely recommend. Mallrats, Clerks, Chasing Amy, all the VSQ universe, absolutely. But RoboJocks, I do not recommend that for a Throwback Thursday. So, anyways, so we all got this news today. A couple months ago, we talked about it on here, right? Because
Yeah.
at the time that Game Informer was shut down, GameStop was starting to do Pokemon cards, like actually graded cards and everything like that. I made the joke that they basically cut Game Informer so they could start doing graded cards, which I thought was the dumbest thing in the world. Because Game Informer has such history. The only reason I even got the GameStop rewards, like that whole thing, like, yeah, you got a $5 coupon every month, big deal. Mine was for the magazine because I loved
Yeah, I had
actually
the
getting
magazine
the
subscription
physical
too.
magazine, reading it and everything. So we were all greeted this afternoon.
We've got some big news
by
to
this.
share today. Game Informer is back, and so is
You guys can hear it, right?
100% of the team that was bringing you Game Informer when we shut down this past summer.
That means production, design, video, editorial, everybody.
Everything you loved about Game Informer before is coming back, but we're rethinking it and evolving it to be bigger and better.
Game Informer has been around since 1991, and yes, we were blipped out of existence for a couple months here, but we're back, and I'm really excited to pick up where we left off and ramp things up to be even better.
Of course, we were devastated when Game Informer shut down this past summer because we loved working together as a team, but the thing that came as a shock was the outpouring of support and enthusiasm that came from you as readers and from people around the industry for what Game Informer had meant to them. I personally received messages from people who talked about growing up reading Game Informer and being excited about getting that magazine in their mailbox every month and what that meant for them. And we felt that that meant something and that it was something that was worth trying to fight for and preserve. So that's what we did.
If you unfollowed us on all our platforms like YouTube or Blue Sky or
Which is
Instagram,
just what everybody did.
I don't blame you. We disappeared. But we have the keys back to all those accounts. They're active again. So, go hit those follow buttons.
All of that is coming back, including an all-new approach to Game Informer magazine, both in print and digital forms.
The short version is that Gunzilla Games purchased Game Informer. Game Informer now operates under an independent entity called Game Informer Inc.
Editorial independence has been foundational for Game Informer ever since it was started back in the 90s, and it will continue to be a sacred element of our operation going forward.
All of Game Informer's editorial content is 100% selected by our editorial team without any outside influence, including from the new owners. In fact, that editorial integrity is something the new owners insisted upon as strongly as we did. Our team today considers ourselves stewards of this legacy of Game Informer that has been built up over 30 plus years. I myself have had the good fortune to work with dozens of talented individuals who've come through over the 20 years I've been with the company and see the way that they have shaped and defined what Game Informer is all about.
Stay tuned in the coming months for more information about the relaunch of our physical magazine. But in the meantime, you can go to GameInformer.com right now and catch up on a ton of reviews of games that came out while we were shut down.
It's belated, but you can find our 2024 Game of the Year awards on GameInformer.com right now. We didn't want this little gap in Game Informer history to mean that we didn't celebrate the year of 2024, and we also just really missed arguing with each other.
We can't wait to bring Game Informer magazine back into your hands, hopefully bigger and better than it was before.
I'm
and
really happy
continue
they're
delivering
also
some of
going
the
to
best
print.
coverage of
Wondering about
games,
that.
the people who make games, and the people who play games from all around the world. More robust membership and subscription offers are on the way in the coming weeks, but if you'd like to support Game Informer right now, you can sign up for early benefits today.
Thank you so much for watching this video and for your continued support of Game Informer. We are so glad to be back.
It is awesome that they're back.
Nice.
And I want to take a chance to highlight, a lot of their stuff, and we'll talk about their 2024s. Jason's probably not going to be happy, but they did all their stuff is back. Like all
I'll have
their
to admit
articles.
that when I was subscribed to Game Informer, I relied on their reviews of games to pick out my next game.
I relied
also-
more on
I also
theirs
like
than
their
like an
reviews as well.
IGN, and all that, just because they were more straight down the middle until I hate to say it, GameStop started getting their hooks into them a little bit more, trying to make it so the magazine would help drive the business.
Mhm.
They
So
were
I'm
definitely in
glad-
my important rotation when I was
Oh, yeah.
comparing reviews
and the writing.
same. Like it was pretty much the differentiator to where like I would make my decision for a game if I was
and
going to try it
the
out.
writing was great too, right?
Yeah, they
Even
had
if
great
it was a game-
articles. Oh yeah,
Like Xbox or something like that. I still read the article. It was still informative. It was really well done. So I want to highlight, let's welcome them back, right? Because the fact it's the original crew, doing this and everything. So here's their top 10 games of 2024. So they did Helldivers 2 at number 10. They did Marvel
2024.
Rivals.
2024,
Yeah, this is for
right?
2024. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Fair.
Yep. So you have Marvel Rivals,
Ooh,
Okay.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which this is one I haven't heard
I
of.
haven't heard of that either.
I remember seeing it on the Game Awards, but
Yeah.
but
we-
I don't
never,
remember either.
followed through with
We
it
were
and
like,
stuff.
never heard of this,
Yeah.
So it's like, they're saying, hey, this is
Could
one of
be
their
a
top
good
10.
indie.
I
yeah.
actually may go out and, as the next
Take a
game I
look.
pick up, be this one, right?
Right.
You got FF7 Rebirth
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in at number 7. Right.
That
It
makes
was
sense.
its-
That makes sense.
They also said, it got best music. Lorelei got best puzzle. Marvel Rivals was best competitive, and Helldivers was best
I don't know
co-op.
about that, but yeah.
And then you've got what is it? 1000 X Resist, which this is a game I hadn't heard of, and this was
Same.
best narrative. So this is another one that
Interesting.
if it's out on
Okay.
PlayStation, I will probably pick it up. And
Check
it's
the
only a
colors.
12-hour,
It looks
12-hour
cool.
game too. You know, number 5 was Animal Well.
Once again, did not.
This was
don't
just an
know about
indie
this one.
title. You know, then you have at number 4 Prince of Persia:
Prince
The
of
Lost
Persia.
Crown,
Hmm.
which
It has its
Yeah, I know.
following. Like
That's-
it has its
it does.
popularity. So people are
Yeah,
even
but-
streaming it like
Yeah.
quite a bit. So
But-
it you know,
That's
You know,
that's a questionable one.
I'd say it's okay.
Metaphor,
Questionable choice.
Refantasio.
Yes.
Okay. Remember
Number
that.
2 was Bellatra, which that won quite a few awards at Game Awards.
Yep.
And then their number 1 was Astrobot.
Yeah.
There
nice.
you go.
Um,
Nice, yo.
yeah, so they did like additional category winners. So best Nintendo exclusive went to Echoes of
Oh,
Wisdom.
sweet.
Best Xbox exclusive is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle,
That
which
comes out next month.
that comes out next month, and that had the most amazing trailer for it launching on PlayStation.
I think I
Really?
sent that to you too, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok. It was Nathan Drake himself, and Indy. You know,
Mhm.
So it's
Nolan
no
North- it
longer
was
going
Nolan
to be an
North.
exclusive.
no, it's not. It is no longer an exclusive. It is coming to PlayStation 5 next month. It was
The
Nolan
first of
North,
the 5 or
first of
6
a bunch coming. Yeah,
yeah, of Xbox
Um,
games that are coming to PS5 to
Yeah.
PlayStation.
but it was Nolan North welcoming
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker to the club, and they're referencing the characters in each game without actually saying the character's name.
Yeah.
That
So
was
he was
a
like-
funny moment. Like
he was like,
definitely
"Oh,
check
so
out
you
the
mean
trailer
a-
for that because it
You
was
mean like a
funny.
half tucked Henley? You know, like
Always just so half tucked. Yeah,
yes,
always.
it was great. So I recommend going to watch that.
Yeah, dude.
You know, they said best developer was Local Thunk for Bellatra, which, you know, it's like we said, it's got some great awards. Now, Jason, you'd be happy with this. Best publisher, Sega Atlas.
There you
Of
go.
course, they're banging them out, dude. They are banging them out. They are back. They're back.
Best VR was Batman. Best action was Stellar Blade. Best moment was Destiny 2's Avengers Endgame moment.
Yeah.
Or, you know, for Final Shape. Best hero is Indica. Best villain was Emmerich Voss from Indiana
Maybe-
Jones.
Cool.
Best dork was Captain Boomerang. in
Wow.
Suicide Squad. This is what I miss about Game Informer is them doing
Best
character,
dork.
you know, but you know, categories like that,
I
right?
like that.
Best DLC expansion, Elden Ring.
Okay,
See,
there you go.
that's where it should have been. was
DLC expansion. That makes sense.
Best sports went to WWE 2K24.
It's doing
Best
better.
fighting, Tekken 8.
Cool.
Best horror is Mouthwashing. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
No.
Best adaptation was Fallout.
Oh, okay, that makes I agree.
Which really quick, I want to say this about WWE. John Cena's heel turn is amazing. It is freaking fantastic. He is
That's crazy.
he is such a heel. Like, but the thing is though, he started out as a heel and everybody's been waiting like the last 15, 20 years for him to go back to it. And they just never let him do it.
No,
was
he's
pigeonholed
the
into
fans
the
just wouldn't
face.
let him. The fans
Correct.
wouldn't let him. That's the thing. That's
Right,
the
and
difference.
They just basically wrote it in, you know, the story is he's gone heel now.
Yeah.
Like he is totally an anti-hero at this point, and it's great. It's hilarious. So real quick on their editor's pick. So Matt Miller, who we all got to see talking about everything in the return. So he went Astrobot, Marvel Rivals, Destiny 2, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, Prince of Persia, FF7, Dragon Age the Veilguard, which I have not started yet because I started another game, Unicorn Overload, and then Star Wars Outlaws.
Okay.
I'm Kyle Hilliard, Astrobot, Lorelei, Like a Dragon, Kinitsugami, Metaphor, Minishoot, Stellar Blade, Bellatra, Batman, and Silent Hill 2. Brian Shea, he went with FF7 for his pick for
Hey.
Game of the Year. Bellatra, Astrobot. So if you look, I mean, there's a theme. Like they're all kind of all agreeing on a lot of the games, with the exception of he adds in Black Ops 6 and Pokemon trading card game. for some of his personal top games of 25. Alex
Good
Van
man, good man.
Aiken, same type of thing, you know, but he did add in like World of Warcraft and
Wow,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah.
And then Mark Stewart, Balatro, Astrobot.
that
Like,
guy
so we're
from
seeing
Fortnite.
the same game. So like, for
Do
instance,
not
seeing a lot
give
of
me
these
those
guys
nightmares.
all agreeing like Lorelei and the Laser Eyes makes me want to try it, right? If their entire like a good
Yeah, for
chunk of
sure.
their editor staff is all, you know, saying Lorelei, you know, it is one to go and kind of pick up. This should make Jason happy. Charles went with Ace Attorney
Attorney.
Investigations 2 as one of his favorite games
Right.
Nice.
of that.
2024.
So yeah, so congratulations to the team at Game Informer coming back. I can't wait to personally see what they do with it, and I cannot wait to get the magazine back in my hands, because that is something that I will absolutely get as a physical.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Because
it'd be nice to.
I just didn't like reading, you know, reading the magazine as a digital form just didn't have the same feel as
no, it did
doing
not.
as the magazine. So
I more or less got used to it because I was using my iPad a little bit more back then.
yeah.
And so I ended up, I was okay with the digital, but you know, there's nothing like print.
Yep, exactly. And that's why I'm starting to read more physical books versus digital. Like there's just something about the smell of the paper, like the hardback, you know, all of it.
No,
So-
Jerry just got tired of his iPad getting sticky. He needs to go back to the pages.
Oh my god. So he was reading the latest Fabio book then?
Wow.
Wow, this guy.
Yeah.
I love you, Jerry.
No, you don't. No, I'm just kidding.
I love you so much because you deal with me
Fabio,
so much.
Really? You went with Fabio. Like talk about dated. Like and like talk about taste.
It's
like, come on, man. Yeah.
Okay, fine. 50 Shades of
No,
Grey.
no,
I
no.
mean,
We don't have to pile on. I'm just saying it was an example. But
it was the first one that came to mind.
ugh,
It's like
you
asking
know
me,
what?
like-
You know what? That just shows you're old. That's why.
It's like in Ghostbusters. You know, everybody clear your mind. It's the
Damn.
first thing that Ray thinks about is
Oh,
the Stay Puft
Jesus.
Marshmallow Man.
And
Like,
you thought Fabio.
yes, that was a product of my
Damn.
time.
You know what?
Anyways.
But still hurts. Still a good one. That still hurt. That was funny.
Oh, wow. Anyways,
Fabio.
yes, I went there. Anyways,
Fabio.
so at GDC today, the Accessible Games Initiative was announced. And this was something that our good
Bless you.
friend
Thank you.
Paul Amadeus Lane got to moderate this at GDC, which is
Nice.
huge.
Yeah.
He did say, tell the fellas, hey, what's up, guys? Because I was
sweet.
texting him beforehand, and
Sweet.
we know how much of an accessibility, you know, how much that means to him, right? Yes, he's a quadriplegic, but he's always been very passionate about accessibility in video games. So the ESA, who is the electronics, the board that kind of did put on E3 and all of that, along with EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Microsoft, all presented this today. So for Nintendo, they have this article already out on their website, which was great. They kind of put it out at 3:20, but everything was put on display at GDC. But for them, tens of millions of Americans have a disability, but without a common language to describe the accessibility features within different video games, making informed purchases can be challenging. That is why Nintendo of America is pleased to announce that we are a member of the new Accessibility Games Initiative. The Accessibility Games Initiative strives to provide players with clear information about the accessibility features in video games through a set of tags that players can use to identify the accessibility features available in a specific game before they purchase that game, which is, I think, is huge. Right? If there's
I like
if you
that.
have a certain disability, you know, and you're looking for a game that's going to help you enjoy that game, you're going to be able to use that tag and just
So
look it
you,
up.
so you think it's going to be something like, you know, like the colorblind mode, the
Colorblind mode.
Yeah.
Like there's examples, and I've got their actual website here in a second.
Okay.
So for Nintendo, how does it work? Nintendo of America will be introducing these tags in the future. As publishers opt into adding support for the Accessible Games Initiative tags, players will be able to find them in the My Nintendo store. Players can find the description of each tag on the website, which we're going to go over. Participating companies will all be using the same tags and definitions, which is huge. So they're making it uniform across the board. So no
Good.
matter what company it's going to be that you're getting that game from, they're all going to be using the same tags. So in
Nice.
short, you no longer need to worry about guessing what a tag means for individual games across participating gaming storefronts, and you can better know what to expect before you game or buy a game rather.
Oh, good.
So this is, what they're talking about. So exactly what Nintendo was talking about with, providing clear information for everybody with accessibility. So, exploring the tags. So this is one of the things they were talking about. The idea for the initiative was first developed, and this is huge, right? PlayStation was involved with this, which is great to see. So you have EA, Google, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, and Ubisoft were all the companies that came together to first develop this idea, which we've been talking about. Why hasn't Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft worked together before on some of these accessibility initiatives? Now they are, it's great to see that.
Yeah. That's good.
And
So-
who knows how long this has been like in the making? Maybe this is what
Correct.
they were all like figuring out.
So you're going to have
that's awesome.
Auditory features. So you can look at chat, speech to text, text to speech, narrated menus, stereo sound, mono sound, multiple volume controls, surround sound, gameplay features. So difficulty levels, save any time, input features. So like basic input remapping, full input remapping, playable with buttons only, keyboard only, mouse only, playable with touch.
Any scenario you can think
without
of
buttonholes,
for-
without
that's
motion
awesome.
controls, because especially like motion controls, not everybody is able to move a controller the way they want to do it. So having that
Yeah,
ability
especially
is
motion
great.
controls.
Yeah.
Playable without rapid press buttons, playable with touch controls, stick inversion, even the visuals, right? And I think this is kind of what you were talking about.
That's-
And
yeah,
this
this
is
is what
something that
it's-
is huge, because this is something that Steve Saylor, the blind gamer, really talks about when it comes to accessibility. So there's camera comfort, because some people just get nauseous or headache from the way some of the cameras move.
shaking of the cameras and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Clear text. So you're actually able to see it in a reasonable size. Color alternatives for those that are color impaired. You've got large and clear subtitles, large text. This is huge, for anybody looking at it. So these are just some of the examples they're going to be using for their tags. It's just right now, these are the initial ones. I'm sure they're going to add more as
Yeah.
time goes on,
Probably.
as they come up with something to look at. So even like this, are you a game developer? Technical criteria behind each game, or each of the tags rather, is openly available for developers to reference and use. So they actually provide a PDF guide, so they know exactly what they're going to be looking at and everything, where to find it. So it is about damn time that they're doing this.
That's so awesome. And imagine
You know?
in the future, like in time, all the information that's going to be collected, they're going to make it so much easier for
Yep.
people who need like the accessibility controls. It's
Or
going to
like
be so much easier for
quick
them
time-
to
quick time
interact
events,
or
quick time events.
play the games or work on the games. This is awesome. This is great.
So how it works, it's basically, it's going to be indicated by a logo on product pages, digital catalogs, and storefronts. And then players can find descriptions for each tag in the tag section of the website. So they're still trying to get it all off the ground, right? But, tags can coexist with other accessibility tags available in the marketplace. So you could potentially have multiple tags, which is great. So
It's a good
I
start.
want to say,
for sure.
Yeah. It's all going
wanna
to
s-
take time, but so it's finally something started. Something's been
Right.
done.
correct. So, I applaud the ESA, which, Entertainment Software Association, for those that recognize the lettering, they're the company that put on E3.
Yeah.
May it rest in peace. This is something though accessibility advocates have been talking about, trying to get more knowledge into, out into the environment for everybody. Are games perfect? Not by any means, as far as what
No.
they have for accessibility options. but this is a huge start to
Yeah,
really bringing it into the fold.
Yeah, I think well, you're right on point. I think it wasn't like what you guys are saying. I don't think it was like how long this has been in the making. I mean, this has gone back for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, granted, yes, it could have started with something just as like colorblind mode because I know a couple of my friends are colorblind and they have difficulties playing some games. But it's you, it goes way back because like they have all these different things where maybe the difficulty is too hard, and you stop playing the game like Jerry playing Sekiro, but
Wow,
But
it's
Wow.
like
We're on.
Put
we're on-
maybe in the corner.
we're putting Jerry on
Are
blast.
you
Maybe
sure
in the
you're gonna
corner right
miss
now.
us next time, Jerry?
Oh my god!
But no, but having this though, I think it's just finally like, you know what, it's about time that it happens where like
Well, been
we
good.
actually have
That's
something
something.
that we can put a name on it. Just like the ESRB, it's something that we can
Yep.
finally like have a
PTSD.
yes, this is the system that we're going to use. This is going to be the overall umbrella of
Yeah.
this is what, if you have certain things, cool. If you don't, that's fine too, but at least you have that ability to say, hey, I can play this game now, or I can enjoy the game rather than not be stressed out because I know like for me, I take QuickTime events off now too, just because like I'm just kind of like, oh my God, there's a QuickTime. Like I just watch I like watching the video and all of a sudden like, oh my God, I have to like, where's my controller? Like, oh, I failed it. And then all hell breaks loose. I got restarted and I'm like, God damn it. But having that though, like knowing it beforehand makes it a lot easier. And especially like those with like, cause like I don't have epilepsy. I just get a headache when I see those flashing lights like pretty hard. Like it's like I will like look away for a second. I'm like, you know what? I need to like stop and like
So, Jason, you bring up a really
Has
good
to.
point, especially for epileptics, right? And we know that before a lot of the movies now, TV shows, even games, they have epilepsy warnings on them now.
Yeah.
And as a former epileptic, I can say that that was something that growing up with it, when the time I got officially diagnosed with it, all the way up through roughly my end of my freshman year. Thankfully, I outgrew it with medication and whatnot. A lot of people are not lucky. My sibling has grand mal, that is kept in check with medications, but there's certain things they have to pay attention for, like stress in their lives, making sure the medication's taken, or they will have one. But it was something I was cognizant of. If I was playing a game back then which didn't have those warnings, if I would start seeing the flashing lights, I would immediately have to look away. Because those flashing lights can absolutely trigger seizures.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to where I only had what was called absence or petit mal, which is basically I would black out, but my body would still keep going. So like I had great friends growing up. We'd be playing basketball out in front of the house and I'd be dribbling. I'd have a seizure. I'd dribble right on down the driveway, keep on going. I didn't know where I was, right? They were cognizant enough to make sure nothing happened, right? Those are the types I had, but I would pay attention to what would trigger those. So for epileptics now, having access to that information, like Jay was talking about, at your fingertips from an accessibility standpoint is massive. Like, there's a lot of other, illnesses and stuff and disabilities out there that warrant the same love and care that epileptics have had, for what better part of 15 years now at this point, give or take, when they started putting the warnings on, right? So everybody else deserves that same type of love and care, when trying to choose a game and stuff like that. So I applaud ESA. I really do.
Yeah.
For something like this. And I love the fact that Paul Amadeus Lane, who has been a massive advocate for accessibility in the industry, and we've had him on the show before. He's a good friend of ours. He's worked on games like Last of Us and Spider-Man and, really started advocating for a lot of it, and now the fact that he got to be on display up in front and center to announce this to the world, I couldn't be more proud of him and his journey. And this I think for me, he's already been validated enough for his work in the accessibility side, both in gaming but outside of just normal life, right? That him being able to be a moderator was huge. And congrats, buddy, from your CGM fam.
That's
and I've already
awesome.
texted you that and whatnot.
Dude.
So I do hope more companies buy into that, because simply just seeing Ubisoft and EA, which we already know Ubisoft's been trying to put in a lot of accessibility features into their games for a while now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
you
they
know,
have. They actually
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, and you look at like Star Wars Outlaws is the latest game, and they've got a ton of features in there on what you can turn off, turn on, and everything. But and to see PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo agreeing with that, but to see some of the other bigger games studios out there like Square Enix, not being involved with it at the start, it is a little disappointing. Right.
And again, like, you have to realize some of the games that they've been putting out, like, it may or may not have certain triggers for certain things, like
Mhm.
you're not, it's like if I were to play, let's say, a Call of Duty game versus like a Final Fantasy game, or like they're two different things completely,
Oh yeah. I mean, there's
like-
certain limitations to what you can account for
Yeah, exactly. And you
without
can't,
kind of like ruining the game, I guess,
Yeah,
in a certain
exactly.
way.
yeah, like you can't have a shooter without like
Yeah, 'cause
flashing
I mean, like,
lights.
Call
Not
of
gonna
Duty
lie.
has color blindness features in order to deal with that, to at least like, help account for that. But I mean, like, if you have something that is gonna be like we had talked about with the tags, with the camera motion, like
Mhm.
first person is gonna be really hard to
That'll be
deal
tough
with
to kind
camera
of make.
motion.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted that it is still you're controlling the camera, but still that motion is still gonna possibly
Mhm.
get you.
Like case in point, Star Wars Outlaws.
Mhm.
I had to adjust the camera because the way
Okay.
the motion blur was. It was actually, if you went with
Oh,
the
yeah.
default,
And
it
that's
was a
actually a
little
common thing. A lot of people
nauseating.
are turning that off. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I just
So-
and I don't really have a problem with that. I don't really get motion.
I play
sickness,
flight
but-
sims.
Yeah,
Like-
and that's the thing. There was just something about this one on Outlaws where I was like, this is too weird.
It was the motion blur and
Yeah,
the
so
combination of a lot
I
of
even
things.
turned that off too.
Interesting.
Yeah. So overall, still huge kudos to the companies that are involved with it. I want to see more join it. Because the more people that get to play and enjoy games, I think the better.
Oh yeah.
Because it's an amazing industry. All of us have grown up with it. Some of us have been more at the advent of it than others. We already made fun of my age discussing blockbuster movies, but I mean, I started with Intellivision 2.
Games had to start somewhere.
They had to start somewhere,
They're all a starting point.
I was right on board with Nintendo when it launched, which I did send. Speaking of that, I sent Theo and Jerry, I sent you the guys at TikTok on this. I did not know this whole entire time that player 2 could actually control the duck on Duck Hunt.
Bro, I watched that. Yes, I had no idea that was a
Dude,
thing.
I
But
saw that video. a
Also,
while ago.
I was a
didn't
loner
know
and
that
didn't have
either.
a player too, so I wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was
For the
like, if that
longest-
was the
yeah,
case,
same thing.
I would have been
Until
playing
that
with my
video, I
buddies
didn't
on
know
that a long time ago and screwing with the duck a lot more.
So funny.
But like, it has been there for our entire childhoods. I've had all the PlayStations. I've had all the home console editions of the Nintendo. I've owned Xbox One, 360, the One, the and the X. But it's nice to see that we're finally at an age where they're taking accessibility serious now. Serious enough that they're starting to say, okay, this game has these features for you. Instead of somebody spending, $70 plus on a game and then going, I can't play this.
Right.
At that point,
Yeah, back then they had to either rely on very third party type of controllers that were a
The-
bit limited.
Very hit or
And-
miss too.
Yeah, very hit or
Very
miss.
hit or
and
miss.
then if you had the budget, you got a custom controller, and
Yeah.
a lot of people couldn't do that. So it's great how much progress has been we're seeing now, and how serious it's finally being taken.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So,
Taken. Excuse me.
yeah. So, with that, let's talk some what we've been playing or what we've been watching. Which I also ended up, because I've been sending you guys a crap ton of TikToks about this. I ended up on the solo leveling side of TikTok as well,
Yes.
which sucks because I haven't watched it yet because I was waiting until
Oh my god, dude.
because I
Last two
like
episodes
to,
have not gotten a dub yet.
But I'm just so jealous. Like, you have so many episodes. You have so many.
And I'd
to
like
just
to binge it.
right now. Yeah,
Exactly.
And it's gonna be so like.
like
I'm so
I've been
jealous
doing the
of you,
same
actually.
primarily because I've also been on TikTok with or solo leveling TikTok, and I share the frustration of the freaking cliffhangers at the end of
Oh,
every
dude,
freaking
'cause
episode. It's like I
I've been
do not
going
want to see
episode to
those
episode too.
damn feet after a one-liner. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Oh, and then
Um,
especially this last episode where it like you're just like, oh.
Yeah, because
like,
the last dub
it's-
episode is when
yeah.
he goes to Juju Island, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
so I ended up coming across Alex Lee TikTok,
Bro, I love Alex Lee.
and he was talking about some of the lines and stuff, and like
Uh-huh.
the wakey wakey line was never in the script.
Yeah, no.
Oh no way.
It's not
had
it's not
them-
in the manga
yeah.
or anything, yeah.
Yeah, he had him put it in just because.
Just because of how popular the TikTok was when
Yeah.
they were making fun of Arise.
Yep.
So
So anyways, so,
So good.
Jason, what you been watching? What you been playing?
What have I been watching? Not
Oh,
much
actually, I've
recently.
been meaning to ask you,
Yeah.
since you watched Rising Impact on Netflix,
Yeah.
did you watch Delicious in Dungeon on Netflix?
I'm one episode in right now.
Bro, I
looks
love
like
it
can
so
be
much.
Good. It looks like it's good.
So funny.
The comedy in itself is just is pretty funny. I need to watch more of it. Right now, I haven't really been watching much. Just been
Okay.
watching like food shows, watching like John
Like
Oliver,
like Food
yeah.
Network food shows?
No, like Hell's Kitchen,
Top
or
Chef,
Ooh.
Kitchen
Oh,
Nightmares.
sweet.
Next Level Chef, Kitchen Nightmares.
Yeah.
And then been watching Extracted. That was on Hulu. It's actually pretty funny. It's
Which
more
one's
funny
Extracted?
to me. It's the one they have like a bunch of like normals go out into the wilderness. And
Oh, so it's a reality show.
yeah, it's a reality show.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
it's just like you look at it and you're like, oh my god, like people are just like, one of them like stood
Wait,
there
is
for like
is this
2
the one when the
hours.
family decides like, no,
Yeah.
we're getting him out of there? Oh,
Yeah.
I've been seeing this too. Okay.
Yeah,
It looks interesting.
It's interesting, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like one person's like, oh, I can't start a fire, so I got to drink the lake water as it is, and I'm like,
Oh
bro,
my god.
bro, like,
Oh, geez. Okay.
so you just look at it and you're like, people.
That's how you get dysentery.
People.
Did they
Other
not
than
play
that,
Oregon Trail as a kid?
been working on puzzles, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm about to glue the Spirited Away one and start another one. Either a dragon puzzle, or I have something else on the side that we might do for shits and giggles. I am starting to do my Legos now. So like, I
Woo.
just finished up one of my Legos. So,
Ew.
the potted
Hey,
plant one.
nice.
Yay!
Get a
I
little
like
bit
that
of potted plantery in my little zone, but
Very cool.
I gotta start using doing Slave One. I gotta get that one going.
I still gotta send you that picture, Jay.
Yeah,
of the
send me a
Star Wars
picture
sets
because
I have.
I gotta see where Slave One goes in the like little.
my other Lego sets are
Gotta make sure I get
are
Slave
packed
One
away
in,
right
bro.
now.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
working on this probably
dope.
next Tuesday or something like
Nice.
that. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Dude, real quick before we move on to what everyone else is watching, I came across a TikTok today that was talking about the top 10 most expensive Lego sets to find
Okay.
that are retired.
Okay.
And the Cloud City set is going for $8,000.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Naboo Starfighter, which was only like $30 when it came out, is going for like 4 or 5.
That's
Oh
crazy.
wow.
Legos is ridiculous, and those are unopened, like still mint in box
Wow.
Gnarly.
Lego sets. So,
Hmm.
anyways, Theo, what you been watching? What you been playing?
Why am I blanking? Like, I mean, obviously, I told Matt like it Minecraft is officially my crack because like I was talking to him comparing it to Animal Crossing where like we're like
Mhm.
destroying things and recreating things.
Nice.
Bright side of Minecraft. You can make
Yep.
more than one world, so I started a new world. Making new crap, doing things a little differently. I swore I just started watching something, but I can't remember what it is. I don't know why. But I
That's
have
not
been
the one
reading more of Solo Leveling, so I'm pretty far ahead of the
Ahead of the
anime
curve.
right now. Yeah, but it's so good. It's so amazing. Just I'm past where he meets the architect of the system. So that's something for you guys to look forward to once the anime happens,
Nice.
because
That's
that's freaking
spoilers.
epic. How's that a spoiler?
Spoilers.
That's not a spoiler. I
Is it
gave no information. You have no idea what he looks like or what he does. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Otherwise, the occasional COD, and some MTG Arena too.
Oh, nice.
I really need to get into like back into deck building though, because I keep just like finding videos of good decks and just playing with those just to have some fun. But I really need to get into my play style rather than somebody else's. So
Yep.
But other than that,
Ah.
All right, Jerry.
Let's see. I've been catching up, and I'm current with Ghosts, that show.
Nice.
I've been on kind of a Danny
that's that
McBride.
comedy one, right?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay.
It's on Paramount.
I've also
I
been
didn't
kind of
get
on
into
a.
that show.
I've
I
also been
tried
a
it.
little bit in a Danny McBride kick, so I've
shit.
been rewatching Vice Presidents, and I'm current and rewatched Righteous Gemstones. So good, so
I'm
funny.
not familiar with either
Oh
of
man,
those.
him. This is the current show that he's making right now. It's Jeff Goldblum, or Jeff Goodman, and Adam Devine from Workaholics.
Oh,
They're all televangelists in the South, and they're like the big family in like within that state area, and like they're super rich, but then like people are like investigating them because like, oh, what are they spending the money on? Because like it's a church.
oh shit.
So
Yeah.
dude, it's so good. And then Walton Goggins in it is Baby Billy from the family. So good. Yeah. What else? I finished. Oh, and I finished the first season of American Gods. Definitely a recommend. It's an interesting watch. It's an HBO show, or I think a Stars show. That was good. Still playing Eternal Strands, and you know what? I'm gonna just say it here because I think I told Matt already. I've already been getting that itch for my crack actually. So
Red Dead.
Yep.
yeah, and since I have the next couple days off, if I'm not playing Helldivers, I think I'm going to be playing that. So I want to get back
Nice.
into it. Yeah, I've been
Nothing wrong with
kinda-
it. Nothing wrong with it.
I've been
Yeah.
kind of needing some of the valley, some hunting. You know, get back into the story, just all of it. So yeah, that'll be it. That's me. So yeah. So
So,
forewarning, I guess.
so we're not gonna see Jerry ever again because he's just gonna be fishing.
Not entirely true, but there is truth. There is truth to that.
99.99% true. Anyways, so I haven't really
Oh.
watched. Yes.
Sorry. Also, because of Matt, I have been rereading my last. I don't know if you can see it here.
Nope.
Or right
There we
here,
go.
Last
Kinda,
Ronin.
sorta.
I restarted my Last Ronin because Matt got me the next volume, which is the second volume of comics that have come out. So I want to read that fresh. So I'm going to read this first and then yours next.
Sick.
Cool.
So yeah, just been doing that
Yeah.
a reread. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So I haven't really been watching much, really. I was playing Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda pretty well.
Yeah, because
I
you
still don't
said
know
you were hitting it hard. Did it
I
slow
was.
down a
I'm
little
not
bit?
sure. I'm not sure what to take of it yet. It's still that feeling out process for me. But I bought a new game on Friday
Yeah.
because of the PlayStation sale that was going on for it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's right.
I did
Which
pick up Star Wars.
game?
I did pick up Star Wars Outlaws. I have
Awesome.
not been able to put the game down.
Nice. Yeah.
I am loving it. And I think part of it is because a lot of it has an Uncharted feel to it, and the way you climb things, the way your weapons handle, stuff like that. I just kind
Would
of like
agree.
being
Yeah.
I like being the bounty, kind of like the smuggler, like getting in trouble, trying to get your way out of it.
Have you
Um,
played more of it? Like, have you gotten to like some of the?
So I've gone up to space already.
Okay, cool.
Up to Rivali space station. I just got the hyperdrive and the computer, so I actually did go to where I can start getting my crew.
Sweet.
Nice.
But I turned around and went right back so I could finish some of my bounties.
Sweet.
I am excellent with Crimson Dawn. I am almost excellent with the Pikes, and I'm good with the Huts right now.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
And how did you
So-
feel about like the flight and like the maneuvering and
I
flying
like
in
it.
space?
I like it. It's I wish I could change the thumbsticks though, which you can't do. It's my only beef with the game right now is I'd rather have, pitch and yaw on the left stick and thrust on the right stick.
Ah.
Oh.
And
it
you have to
feels a
let me
lot-
know when you finally get into a battle too, because like
Oh, I've
I
already
said,
been fighting. I've already been shooting
Okay.
down TIE fighters and everything else.
So
It's-
it has a rogue like feel to it. Like that's why
enjoy it.
I think
Like,
it's been good.
I haven't gotten far enough into the game. I'm only like 15 hours into it, but I don't see the state, the hate that it's been getting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, it's been getting some bad hate over like the constant kind of missions or the I mean, it's had some bugs or glitches, but patches have
Yeah.
You know,
So
fixed that.
I'm looking forward to seeing where the rest of the story goes. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. So
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, you have to let me know what
So-
you think, man, because I
Yep.
like I said, I just finished it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that though, I want to thank everyone for crashing game night with us tonight. For those who are just kind of just chilling out, watching. Thank you. As always, hopefully we gave you some laughs tonight, especially making fun of my age and robot jocks.
And just Jerry.
And Jerry. But make sure to drop us a follow
Yeah.
here on Twitch or over on YouTube. Head over to crashinggamenight.com. Check out the platforms we are on if you want to check us out on audio. As far as those that are Spotify listeners specifically, I am slowly starting to get videos uploaded along with the audio versions, since that is something new that Spotify does.
Oh, cool.
So I've been starting
Cool.
to slowly try and get those uploaded and remember to do that. So it's slowly coming along on that side. But as always, guys, just please, everybody, just be excellent to each other.
that's right, everybody. Once again, we want to send out with that absolute same message. Let's just be a little bit more caring. Let's be a little bit more patient. Let's try and be and do a little bit better. Let's try and help out when we can and just seize that opportunity to, lend a helping hand or, just an encouragement or maybe just sit down and listen. But yeah, let's just try and be better, do better, and y'all do you, be yourselves, and be safe out there. To J Rock, J Bone, the Lion's Mane. Wow. To you, dog. To you, dude.
Anyways, it is officially springtime, so
Just a little creepy.
hopefully
Just a little creepy.
Was it the was
Yes.
it that
Yes,
last
it
touch?
was. Very
Okay.
much.
I
What's
get it.
funny is that Jerry does that to me all the time when he
All
sees
the
me too. Anyways,
Next thing we know, he's going to bust out a bottle of Cavassier.
yeah,
Cavassier.
Cavassier.
That's right.
Nice. That's right.
Ladies,
You
man,
gonna be
That's
my lady.
nice.
Anyways.
That's nice. Anyways, yeah, it's already springtime, guys. Hopefully, you guys are going to get your spring cleaning going. We we're a third into or a quarter into the 2025, and we have a lot of things that are just around the horizon. So
Like a Switch 2 Direct next Tuesday or next
possibly
Wednesday.
we'll see.
Sweet.
No, that's the announced time. Tuesday,
nice.
April 2nd is the
what
Switch
it
2
looks
Direct.
like.
Very cool.
It might be an April Fool's joke. Never
knows?
know.
Anyways.
Well, that is
Right
like
around
them.
that time.
That is next Tuesday.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, just as Jerry said, as he's taking it from me, be kind out there. Take care. Be careful. Anyways, my man, Kowalski. That's something that Jerry can't take away from me.
Oh my god.
Take it away. Send us out like you do.
I'm really disappointed in all three of you with the level of talk of Blockbuster and not a mention of please be kind.
Be kind.
Rewind.
That's Jason's line.
That's Jason. That's Jason's line.
No.
Which
so
I did not take.
disappointed. What's going on here?
No. Like,
You know what? Damn the man saved the empire.
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
That's
there
a
you
good
go.
one.
Well, to all you out there, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, TTFN. For now.
Good night, everybody.